Baltimore. So, Alan, just give us a sense of what more the officials had to say during that press conference.
Well, remember, the searches had been going on for about 19 hours from the time that the ship, a Singapore-registered container ship, ran into the bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. It lost power as it was coming out within a few minutes of leaving port. It said that it had lost all its power. So essentially, just think of driving a car down a hill when the engine suddenly cuts out. You have no control, and that's what happened here. Now, thankfully, because the crew alerted everyone what had happened and sent out a mayday message, they were able to stop a number of cars getting onto the bridge. So the tragedy could have been much worse. But there was a group of men who were there who were repairing potholes, who really had nowhere to go. And apparently, within a few minutes of the mayday being sent, they saw the bridge, the ship heading towards the bridge. It collided and they were thrown into the water. Now, as you say, 2 were recovered almost immediately, but the missing 6, they have not been found so far. And despite extensive operations throughout the last 19 hours, because of the depth of the water, because of the temperature of the water, because of the length of time the operation had taken, the Coast Guard felt as night began to fall, they had no other option but to call off the search for the evening.
I'd like to announce tonight that based on the length of time that we've gone in this search, the extensive search efforts that we've put into it, the water temperature, that at this point we do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive.
So the search is off. There are still surface vessels there who will continue throughout the night just to scan the surface, but they will put divers back into the water first thing on Wednesday morning. And also that is when they will start looking at what can be done to repair this bridge. Obviously, a great deal of damage has been done. Joe Biden has said the federal government will be at the forefront of any rebuilding efforts. But it's going to take some time, and that could impact the US economy, quite simply because Baltimore is the second busiest port on the eastern seaboard. $80 billion of imports it took in last year, a lot of it vessels, but a lot of it things that ordinary people would use. Now, a lot of those goods can be sent to other ports like Philadelphia and New York to the north, and also down into Virginia in the south, but it will take some time to get all of that organised. So that is going to cause a real problem with supply chains, and we saw how that impacted on the cost of living through COVID and then just in the last couple of years. It's also going to take some time to rebuild the bridge. It took 5 years to build in the 1970s, and at the moment there's just no sign of when they'll even be able to begin rebuilding it. The National Transport Safety Board is on site. They have started their investigation. Their hope is to get on the ship tomorrow, and that may give them more clues to find out exactly what caused this tragedy.
Okay, thank you. Alan Fisher reporting from Baltimore.